All right, I'm gonna drop the sauce. This isn't gonna be sexy, but this is just me gonna be sharing myself building an offer for my own agency live, so you can just literally copy me. So, for context, we're gonna build an offer for real estate agents. That's one of the agencies that I run with one of my partners, Jaden. So we're gonna build an offer for this because right now our offer sucks. Like we've tried a bunch of different offers, but we've just had so many objections, so much fear, with little proof, and so we want to build an offer that is just super easy to say yes to. And so we know that like some of the things like with that are common in realtors is realtors hate upfront, right? They absolutely hate having to pay upfront for anything. They just hate, they don't have a lot of money, and they're very scared because they've been burned so much in the past. And so we want to take this into account with our offer. Now, what we're actually doing for our agents is, very like the simple, right? Like basically just like the ad stuff, with like some content like hybrid, right? AI stuff just for like the nurturing side of things, plus ISA, right? So very typical stuff for realtor. This is like our deliverable end of the offer. Now, the desired outcome, right? You hear people talk about like one deal guaranteed. You hear like 3 deals in 90 days. You hear this kind of stuff. We're just gonna keep it bare bones basic. And so what I'm thinking for this offer is I want to do something unique, right? That kind of incorporates very little upfront, like very low commitment, because we're at a stage where we just want to sign a bunch of clients. We don't have an excess of clients, and so we just want to lower the friction to having people say yes to our offer. And so what I'm thinking we're going to do, and this is me just brainstorming live, is run some sort of like pay per something, pay per lead, pay per live transfer, pay per appointment, pay per close, some sort of pay per model. And I'll show you how I integrate this with upfront in a way that makes people say yes. So we're not going to do pay per lead because no one wants lead. We're not going to do pay per close because technically it's illegal to actually collect commissions and waiting for deals to close and to go through escrow and like all this bullshit is just going to take many months. That's going to be off the table. So we're not going to do this. Okay, we're not going to do this, which leaves us with pay per live transfer, pay per appointment. Now, pay per appointment is fine, but you sometimes deal with no shows. Um, it it's not as sexy as an actual transfer. So in this case, since we have the ISA team, right? Since we actually have an ISA team that's going to be calling up every single lead, we're going to do a pay per live transfer model. And so what this will look like, and what I'm planning on doing, is something along the lines of like I want to have some sort of, you can do no commitment, right? So I'll show you the different offers you could run. You could do no commitment, you could do 3 month, or you could do 6 month. And of course, you could do a 30-day, right? You could do a 1 year, but like the most common are like 3 month, 6 month, or no commitment at all. All right. And so what I want to do is some form of like, we will let's do 3 month. Let's do 3 month. It's just easiest to sell. 3 months, we will get you. This is where we'll tweak the numbers, and I'll chat actually with my partner. But this is where you want to find out what's realistic, right? And so as a matter of fact, if I just let me pull up ChatGPT. Okay, actually we're gonna use Claude because it's better for marketing. Let's actually ask Claude, what I run Facebook ads for realtors and call the leads with a $30 per day ad spend budget. How many Let's just do this. Let's just ask. Let's just ask AI. Right? So just giving it context. I run Facebook ads, $30 a day. What could it be? So lead costs will range between 5 to 15 depending on your targeting, yada yada. Converting lead typically has 10 to 15% success rate for well-managed real estate lead generation campaigns. This is probably overshooting, to be honest. And so that means you're going to 2 to 6 leads per day, roughly 0 to 1.5 live transfers per day, applying the 10 to 25% conversion rate, about 6 to 45 live transfers per month. So obviously this is a huge range. And so if we want to be conservative, right, and since this is going to be a very easy offer to say yes to, we could just say, hey, in 3 months, we will guarantee you like if you want to be conservative, you could say like 20 to 25. I want to make the offer a bit better, a bit more ambitious. And so we'll say 40. We'll guarantee you 40 live transfers. I don't know why I put LTV. 40 live transfers over the course of 3 months. Okay. Now, each live transfer is going to cost you anywhere from 100 to 200, right? In this case, since we want to do low commitment, we'll just start off with 100. We'll probably raise it to 150, 200 soon. But let's just say we'll just choose 100, okay? Which means that technically the service is worth 4K, right? Over the course of 90 days, right? But all we're going to ask them to do is prepay for the first 5 live transfers. You could do 2, you could do 10, right? You could say, hey, you got to prepay for the first 10. You could even say you got to prepay for the first 2 to keep it lower friction. If we do 2, it's just such low commitment. And if we do 10, it's just higher commitment. I want to meet in the middle. I think $500 is like very low commitment, but enough to like be profitable on the front end, collect some cash and have some investment on the client's end. So basically how we frame this is like, you prepay the first 5, which would mean $500 today, right? And then you do not pay until the 6th transfer because the first 5 have been paid for. And if we don't hit this guarantee of 40 live transfers, we will work for free until we do. Okay. And then the way you frame this is just like, hey, listen, if I give you 40 qualified live transfers, and well, how do I know if they're going to be qualified? It's the direction we're going to get, right? All we're just going to say is what is the requirement for you to qualify? What kind of things do you need to see before we live transfer them over? Like, what kind of questions do you want them to ask? We'll be like, whatever those questions are, we'll ask them those questions, and only if they hit the criteria will we transfer them. And so what you deem as a qualified live transfer is just based on the questions you give us, is the way you could frame this, okay? And the way that we will frame this in a way that makes it easy to sell. And so now what we've just done is we've got them committed to 3 months, okay? And so basically what this offer is basically, I'll show this to you how I pitch this basically. I'm like, listen, you got into real estate because you wanted to become a realtor. You wanted to help people buy and sell their homes. You didn't sign up to become an influencer, to become a content creator, to become an ads manager, to become a media buyer, to become an AI wizard, to become a follow-up, to become a setter, to become a closer, and do 99,000 other things that real estate requires you to do. So what we do is allow you to do what you signed up for. We allow you to actually be a realtor. We take care of everything on the front end, from finding the winning offers, okay, to making creatives reflecting that offer, to actually setting up the ad campaigns, to running them, testing them, and managing them, to getting the leads, to calling the leads, to qualifying the leads, to transferring them right to you when you're actually talking to qualified, ready to buy, high intent prospects. So the only thing you have to do is pick up the phone and talk to people who are ready to buy or sell, right? And then when you go to drop the price, you'd be like, right? And what our offer is we'll guarantee you 40 live transfers over the course of 3 months. Let me ask you a question. If I got you 40 qualified live transfers based on the questions you want me to ask them, how many of those will you have a deal in motion with? I'm not talking about closing. I understand things take time. How many will you have deal in motion? Most realtors have a huge ego. Oh, man, I'm at least 40 of them, all right? Let's just be conservative. At least 10. That's okay. Great. 10. Let's just assume 5, even if it was 5. How much GCI would you make? Whoops. Whoa, what's going on? Right? How much GCI would you make? And depending on the size of the home in the area, they'll probably make upwards, minimum. Wow, what is my mouse doing? Upwards of 50 grand from this. Okay? Oops, it is. I don't know what's going on with my mouse, so I will just let this be. Okay? Upwards of 50 grand in the bare minimum. So I was like, okay, we'll guarantee this for you, and if not, we'll really work free until we do get that, but that'll never happen because we're good at what we do. Right? And so all you just say is we charge $100 per live transfer, which brings out to 4K over the 90 days, right? And assuming we get more as well, whatever the case is, but a minimum of 4K is what you'll pay us. We will only require that you pay us the first 5 upfront for us to get started, and you don't pay us again until your 6th live transfer. Plus the $30 a day ad spend, right? But that's just like, that has nothing to do with you. It's just, yeah, that's plus $30 a day ad spend that goes to the platform. And boom, this is the offer, right? super sexy, super low commitment, and obviously we can change a few things, right? We could change this number. Okay, we could change this number. There's so many variables here, right? We could change how much we charge. We could change how many we charge for up front. There's so many variables you could change, that you could even change the guarantee that can like swing this offer one way or the other, right? You could make it way easier to hit. You can make it even easier with lower friction. You can make it more expensive and more whatever, right? But this is an offer that's really good, that's in alignment with what realtors want to. If you really want to, you could even go into AI and just ask like, what offers do realtors want for lead gen, and just like start to ask it questions and like learn what do realtors want. Okay, obviously this is the opposite way. Like you should have prefaced you work with realtors anyways, whatever, you get the point, right? But yeah, that is how there you go. That's the offer we're going to run for this agency. We'll probably end up tweaking this number, and this number. We'll probably do a bit more up front, charge a little bit more per live transfer, and probably even decrease the amount of live transfers just so it's easy to hit, and therefore the client can be convicted we're actually going to get them results. So there you go. That's me building an offer live from my agency that's going to make us, I don't know, a shit ton of money. I hope you enjoyed, and if you want to partner with me and have me build your offer, write your scripts, train your team, etc., you can book a free one-on-one with me. I won't even pitch you. I just want to get to know you to see if you'd even be a good fit for my partnership. If not, I'll just give you a bunch of free value. Peace.